Hi, and welcome to the fifth and final mindfulness program for Upward Bound. I hope that you've enjoyed the journey so far. I know Dr. Coutant and I have. Again, I'm Dr. Hinnant. I haven't seen you since the first class where we did introduction to mindfulness and a body scan mindfulness practice. So far, you've had several experiences with mindfulness. The body scan and the belly breathing, sound meditation, and the Gatha meditation where you repeated phrases and used that as your anchor or concentration method. Hopefully, as we've gone along, you have found it easier to climb up on the bank and sit and watch your thoughts go by, and you've become more comfortable with using one or a few of these techniques as your anchor, as the metaphor for the dog and the bone, and using one of these techniques as a bone to let your mind chew on so that you can feel more calm and relaxed. And hopefully, if you've been practicing these techniques, you've started to notice some improvements in your own life, in your relationships, perhaps in your sleeping patterns, or in your ability to manage stress. So today, I'm going to be teaching you dynamic breathing, and then we're going to be doing a standing meditation. So we're going to move to standing for a moment, and please join me if you're sitting. Find a comfortable standing position. And I'll move over here. And this way you can see my whole body for this exercise. It's a breathing exercise called dynamic breathing. And it's adapted from an ancient breathing practice. And it's very powerful. In dynamic breathing, you are pumping the diaphragm and pumping oxygen in and out of your body at a faster rate than you would normally in just regular breathing. So we all have the diaphragm, which spans the rib cage from front to back. So if you were to put your hands, if you put them on your waist and then you bring them up a couple inches so that you can feel your lower ribs, this is where your diaphragm lives. And it is responsible for 75% of breathing. And it's a very, very powerful breathing exercise and muscle. So those of you that have maybe done choir or singing of any type, you may notice and have been trained to actually try to breathe from this area. It's a very powerful way to project your voice and to maintain a calmness. So in the dynamic breathing, we're actually increasing breathing through the nose, keeping the mouth closed, increasing our breathing pattern, and forcefully breathing out through our nose, and then forcefully inhaling through our nose while keeping our mouth closed. It's a really great breathing technique because it actually increases your energy level. So if you're feeling sluggish and you're trying to study and you just can hardly keep your eyes open, or you feel like you need some caffeine of some type, then try this exercise instead and see how you feel. It can be very activating in a really positive way. On the other side, though, if your mind is overly active and moving here and there, and you don't feel like you can really bring your focus in, this breathing can also help you. So if you're feeling too scatterbrained and you really need to focus on something, studying or personally, then this breath will really help you to hone your energy and to focus your energy. So what we do, if you want to start by placing your hands on your ribs, you inhale and exhale forcefully through the nostrils like this. And you may notice that your belly flaps in and out too, and you may even experience some chest movement, and that's okay too. It doesn't have to just be in here. So then you can relax your arms down and try it. So if you haven't already, just try that with me. So stand, your feet are just slightly bent. Your pubic bone, or your tailbone is relaxed down to the floor. Your shoulders are relaxed back. And you're going to inhale and exhale through your nose. Like, do it with me like this. Good. Now we're going to add Kuru mindfulness, actually added some movements to this breath, arm movements and leg movements. So you can bring your arms up like this, and when you exhale, you bring your arms down, and when you inhale, you take your arms out like a pump, pumping the breath like this. So do it with me. Good. Then we don't stop there. We add bending our knees. So when we inhale, the knees are straight, arms are up. When we exhale, the knees bend and the arms go down like this. And then we can even do it faster. Let's all do it together. And you always end with an exhalation, and you relax your arms, keep a slight bend to your knees as you just stay standing. And I'll invite you to either halfway close your eyes or fully close your eyes, and just notice for a moment how you feel. You may feel more focused, you may feel more energetic, or you may feel something different, and that's okay. Now, there are times that you wouldn't want to do this breathing exercise. One would be if you're feeling a whole lot of anxiety or having an anxiety attack, because the fast breathing could actually make it worse. In that case, you would want to do like some of the belly breathing that you learned in a previous mindfulness exercise, where you inhale slowly, pressing your belly out, and exhale slowly, pulling your belly in. That would be better as a calming breath if you're feeling anxious or having any kind of panic symptoms. Of course, we would also hope that you would reach out to parents or friends or medical professionals if you feel like that needs to be addressed further in a different way. Because these breathing exercises are great, but you always want to do them and make sure that medical professional knows what's going on with you if there's something bothering you. So now we're going to do a standing visualization meditation. And I want you to, again, just find yourself in a comfortable standing position and pay attention to your posture for a moment. See if you can sense your ears floating over your shoulders and your shoulders floating over your hips. A slight micro bend to the back of your knees, not really bent, but just very, very slight, almost like there's a buoyancy in your legs. Then we're going to take some deep breaths. Inhale, deeply, belly, ribs maybe expand, collarbones, smile open, and then exhale, relaxing the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Then inhaling again, take a deep, full breath, fill the belly, rib cage, chest with air, and exhale, relax the chest, the ribs, and the belly. One more deep, full breath. Inhale, filling like a glass of water, all the way up to the collarbones, and then exhale, relaxing the breath out. Now, if it's comfortable for you, slightly close your eyes halfway or fully. And then just sense how the body feels. And imagine a wave of relaxation. You could imagine it as a light, a warm, glowing yellow light, or as a sound, or a hum, or a song. Just imagine this wave of relaxing light or sound move over your head and face, over your arms, down into your fingers and hands. Sense this wave of relaxation flow over the chest, over the back, down the mid-back, lower back, into the hips, into the belly, down into the thighs, knees, shins, calves, heels and toes, bottoms of the feet. And now that you have your awareness in a relaxed state, and your body is perhaps a little bit more relaxed than it was a moment ago, I want you to think of your favorite kind of tree, or perhaps just a tree that is somewhere in your backyard, or in a place that is a happy place like the beach or the mountains. Maybe a palm tree or an oak tree, a willow, a maple, or even if you don't know the name of the tree, just imagine a particular tree. Or maybe you're standing in front of a window and there's a tree right in front of you that you want to just gaze at during this exercise. Either gazing at a tree or imagining a particular tree in your mind, I want you to think about the leaves of the tree, reaching out, gathering sunlight. Look at the leaves in your mind. What is their texture? Can you even in your mind's eye reach out and perhaps touch the leaves? Are they broad or narrow, sharp or fuzzy? What do they feel like? Are there a whole bunch of them or just some of them? Then imagine the branches and the trunk. What kind of bark do you see or imagine on the trunk of your tree? Is it rough or smooth? There are many different variations. Is there sap coming out of part of it? Or is it dry? Just sense and imagine how strong that trunk must be, standing tall, broad and wide, or perhaps tall and narrow, or some trunks are short. Then imagine the roots of the tree. The roots of the tree many times are even greater than the part of the tree that you can see on top of the ground. And even if you don't know what that tree's root system looks like, just imagine a large network of roots delving deep into the earth, reaching out, gathering whatever is needed to nurture that tree. The roots store energy also for the next growing season. And we think that many trees are actually very helpful to trees around them and can communicate through their roots. And if a tree around them is needing energy or help, they can send that through their roots to trees nearby. So not only are they self-sufficient, strong, but when they have extra energy, they're able to share it to help other trees. Many times the roots of other trees actually interlace and interlock with the trees nearby them, forming a nice network to hold earth, to make the earth itself strong. As you're visualizing that tree, imagine that it's right in front of you. And then feel almost as if the tree is giving you the strength, the stability, the rootedness, sharing with you its own strengths, helping to nourish you in this very moment. Just allow yourself to receive the strength, the stability of this tree in front of you in your mind or outside the window. Its ability to sway and move and adapt to storms, to good days and bad. Its ability to reach for the sky, to grow in many different directions. And no matter how many trees there are of the same kind, each tree is different, unique. Sense all of these special qualities of this tree within yourself as you stand tall and rooted and able to be resilient and grow in many different directions. I'll now be quiet for a minute as you just hold this image of the tree in your mind and sense these qualities in yourself. And just like with any meditation, your mind will likely wander, and you can gently guide it back to focusing on the image of the tree or of your own body, feeling like a tree itself. If the mind constricts into thought of future or past, refocus the mind. You have the power. Refocus the mind on the image of the tree, on the sensation of rootedness, strength, and resiliency in your own body and mind and heart. And then if your eyes are closed or halfway closed, I'll now just invite you to halfway open them. See the light and colors around you. Take in a couple deep breaths to reconnect with your body. Filling again all the way up to the collarbones, and then exhaling back down into the belly. One more deep, full breath, filling the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then you can just move, stretch the body in any way that feels good. Maybe stretching one way or the other. And then you can find your way back over to a seated position in your own timing. So thank you all for joining us for this 5-part series on mindfulness. I hope that you have found it helpful and engaging. And please feel free to practice any of these practices that we've taught you that feel comfortable for you or that you really enjoy. And studies have shown that even just practicing a mindfulness exercise 5 minutes a day for a month can improve your sense of well-being and your sense of a positive outlook. So I would encourage you, even though this is our last class, to set a goal for yourself and practice this 5 minutes, only 5 minutes a day, and for 30 days. And you will likely feel a lot of benefit in your daily life. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.